Medicare, and the 3 stages that determine how much you pay for your prescriptions. Depending on which stage you're in, you're either going to pay a lot, a little, or nothing. Well, as you can probably imagine, this can be very confusing for a lot of people as all of these rules, parameters, and dollar amounts change every single year. And just like everything that I talk about here on the channel, like Medicare and Social Security and all of these different programs, they can be very, very confusing as they continue to change. And a lot of people out there are wondering, how much more am I on the hook for? Am I done? Do I have a lot more to go? Like, when is this going to stop, right? It can be very, very confusing. So let me break it all down for you here in this video. I'll talk through the 3 different stages. I'll talk through the dollar amounts, who this applies to, which Medicare beneficiaries need to be very aware of this. And I also do have this article right here, which I'm going to pop up on the screen in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what this says. And this also gives a nice visual representation of what I'm talking about because, again, it can be very confusing, and this continues to change year in and year out, but this is all relevant as of right now in 2026. Now, before I pop this up, I do want to give a quick congratulations to the roughly 2,000 of you in this community who are on Medicare, who have taken the initiative by calling chapter right there to get free Medicare help, and for those individuals to get that help, finding the right Medicare plan and coverage for their personal needs. The bunch of people here in the community that have called them to get help with their initial enrollment into Medicare, again, collectively saving over $2 million just in the last year. Again, about 10,000 of you, again, in the last year have called chapter right there to get that free help. The average person is saving over $1,000 after calling them. Absolutely incredible. So if you're on Medicare, if you feel like you're paying too much, your plan isn't covering you properly, you can't see your doctor anymore, you can't go to your office, your clinic, your hospital system, you feel like your plan is just not the best option for you and what you need right now, seriously, do this for yourself. Call chapter right there, phone number on the screen for you, 100% for free. You can see it, you can read it for yourself, free Medicare help. But anyway, give them a call, see what they can do for you. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. Again, helping thousands and thousands and thousands of you in this community right here. A couple thousand so far just this year in 2026. So far, absolutely incredible. And by the way, my secret little goal by the end of the year is to help those of you in this community collectively save $10 million. That is supposed to stay in your pocket, not in the pockets of the insurance provider. And again, all it takes is literally grabbing your Medicare card, grabbing your phone, and calling chapter right there. See what they can do for you. Again, I think you're going to be shocked with the optionality and the flexibility you still may have right here, right now in early 2026. By the way, after you talk to them, drop a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. I'll find your comment, I'll grab it, and I'll add it to the ongoing list here of comments that I continue to feature in videos. Pages and pages of people reaching out. Incredible. Anyway, let's pop this up right here now. Here's the article. Feel free to read through the details. Let me explain. Okay, so it really depends whether you have a Medicare Advantage plan or whether you are on original Medicare with a Part D plan. It's going to be a little bit different across the board, but let me point out these different stages here. And again, plan specific. You got to know which, whether you're on Advantage or Part D plan. That's kind of the main deciding factor between them. Again, there's roughly 34 million or so people on original Medicare and roughly the same on Medicare Advantage plans as well. But it's going to be kind of across the board depending which coverage you have. Anyway, stage number 1 is deductible stage. Okay, so for right now in 2026, the max deductible for Medicare Part D plans is $615. That's the max deductible, okay? The average deductible right now in 2026 is $590. What this simply means is that you're on the hook for the first $615 maximum for a Part D plan right now in 2026, okay? So basically the first $615 of expenditures up to that, again, depends on your plan, what the actual deductible is, but that's the maximum deductible right now in 2026. So up to $615, max out, well, I should say deductible. It's not max out of pocket. It's deductible first, is that you'll pay out of pocket at 100% first before your insurance pays anything, okay? So that's the deductible phase. That's phase number 1, to fulfill the deductible first. Then you get into the phase of basically your basic coverage, okay? This is the phase in which your deductible has been covered, but now you're going to be on the hook for a 25% co-insurance until your max out of pocket is met. Okay, so this is going to drag on for a long time, this 25% co-insurance. Now, what is co-insurance? This can be very confusing because there's premiums, there's deductibles, there's co-insurance, all of these things. What does all this mean? Co-insurance is simply this. Let's just say that you go to the pharmacy and you pick up a prescription. It's $100, okay? A 25% co-insurance would be this. Your insurance pays $75 out of that. You're on the hook for $25 or 25%, okay? So a 25% co-insurance would be basically 25% of the coverage that you would be responsible for. Another example is this. You go to the pharmacy, it's a $10 prescription, they pay 75% of that, $7.50. You'd be on the hook for 25% as your co-insurance, and you'd be on the hook for $2.50 in that example is right. In that example. Is that going to make sense, right? So that is the co-insurance, and that can be, dragging out for a very long time, okay? Now, that's stage 2, by the way. Stage 3 is catastrophic coverage. Basically what this means is that you have fulfilled the max out of pocket for the year, which, by the way, right now in 2026, the max out of pocket for Part D plans is $2,100. So in other words, you pay the first up to $615 to fulfill the deductible. Then you pay the 25% co-insurance for probably quite a long time. Okay, that's just going to grind along. And then once you have paid a maximum of $2,100 out of pocket right now in 2026, then your insurance kicks in at 100% and what they are calling catastrophic insurance. And this is at the 100% level. In other words, they will pay everything at 100% through the rest of the year on all of your prescription items. That's what that's all about. Okay, so those are the 3 stages. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there's people out there wondering like, hey, do I have a lot more to go on this? Do I not have much more to go? It really depends on which stage you're in. If you're in the first stage deductible phase, then yeah, you're going to continue to pay out of pocket until you fulfill the maximum of $615. Once you fulfill that, then you get into the 25% co-insurance, where this is where you're going to pay a little, not nothing, but also not a ton like you were in the deductible phase, but you're going to pay that 25% until you've literally come out of pocket by $2,100, which is the maximum for Part D plans in 2026. And then catastrophic insurance kicks in, and then that's 100% coverage from there on out through the rest of the year until we roll into the new year, 2027, which is still a very long time from right now as I film this video. And then it all starts over at 0, and then we get to do this whole thing all over again, which is going to be a whole lot of fun for a lot of people. Luckily, as I film this video, 2027 is still a very long time from right now, so we don't need to worry about that rolling over, okay? However, there is, and I just had a video about this not that long ago, there is MPPP, which stands for Medicare Prescription Payment Plans, which you can enroll in as well. What this basically does is it evens out the payments throughout the entire year, so you're not walking into the pharmacy at the beginning of the year and, getting a huge bill for, $50, $100, $150, $200, whatever it happens to be for your prescriptions, because you're paying 100% out of pocket until you fulfill that $615 deductible, right? So you could utilize this MPPP, again, Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, where they spread that out over the course of the entire year. So rather than getting hit with a huge multi-$100 bill the first couple times that you go to the pharmacy to fulfill the $615 deductible, you're actually getting that spread out over the course of the entire year. So you're literally just paying like, $50 a month, or whatever it happens to be, through the course of the entire year, rather than paying $615 literally in the first couple months of the year, because that could be very, very catastrophic for a lot of people. So that's what that's all about as well. Okay, so these are the 3 stages, again, applying to Medicare Part D. And then if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, well, it really depends there as far as your plan specifics, because that's what's interesting about Original Medicare and Medicare Advantage, is that Original Medicare has their own set of rules consistent with these 3 stages that I'm talking about here. But then when it comes down to Medicare Advantage, really depends on which plan you have and which coverages you have. Now, here's the deal. There's thousands of Medicare Advantage plans across the entire country. I'm not going to know exactly which plan you're on and what all the specifics are, but you probably do. And when you got that plan, you probably got some additional details on what type of coverage you have. But it depends on the plan specifics, your max out of pocket, your deductible, your co-pays, your co-insurance, all of those details like that, as far as what all this is going to cap out at and how much you're going to be on the hook for, as far as your deductible, each time that you go to the pharmacy, whatever it happens to be. Now, one more thing I want to point out, which is a little sneaky thing about this, which is the only money that goes toward basically your deductible and all that is basically the medications that are covered or basically approved by your Medicare plan. That's nasty, because if you're getting a prescription outside what is covered by your plan, guess what? The expenditures don't go toward your deductible. That's nasty, right? So that's a lot of money that you could be coming out of pocket, and it may not have any impact whatsoever as far as your max out of pocket and your deductible coverages. Does that make sense, right? So again, kind of nasty, kind of a sneaky little way that they get people. Anyway, there's a lot of expenses, and again, all of these change every single year, which is honestly really, really frustrating for a lot of people that are living on a fixed income like Social Security, trying to scrape by, and they keep getting hammered with all of these big expenses like this. But again, I hope this helps you better understand these three stages. And again, if you happen to be somebody on Medicare, I know it can be massively confusing right now. I've seen a ton of comments just so far this year where people have reached out and say, I can't see my doctor anymore. My prescriptions are too much. I'm paying so much out of pocket for my prescriptions. Can't go to the office, can't go to the clinic, can't get access to my hospital system. I hate my plan. Whatever it is, I'm paying too much. Well, all these details are like this. If you are on Medicare, and if you're in one of these situations, please do yourself a huge favor, okay? This is about you. This is about the year of affordability and doing anything we possibly can to cut expenses, save as much money as possible. Grab your Medicare card, grab your phone, call Chapter there. It's 100% for free. Again, it's free. You can read it for yourself. Free Medicare help right there. Call them, see what they can do for you. Again, they have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. A lot of you still have optionality, still have flexibility right now, early on in 2026. Give them a call, see what they can do. Again, take a little bit of time, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever time that you need to get your questions answered, to get the reassurance that you need, whatever other situation is that you need assistance with. Take the time, talk to a trusted advisor right there. They will take whatever time that it is that you need. They will go through your situation and find you the best Medicare plan and coverage for you and your personal needs, whatever it happens to be, and they'll talk you through the whole situation. Anyway, join the other roughly 10,000 people in the community just over the last year that have called them. The over 2,000 people in this community, again, just so far this year in 2026, that have called Chapter there. The $2+ million of savings. The average person is saving over $1,000, which is absolutely amazing. Anyway, take advantage of that. It's there for you completely for free. See what they can do for you. By the way, after you talk to them, drop a comment down below on any video here on the channel. Just make sure to use the keyword chapter within your comment. That's the keyword I search for. I'll find your comment, I'll grab your comment, and I'll add it here to my pages and pages and pages of comments that you've seen me feature in other videos for the last couple months now, in community posts, whatever it happens to be. These are just pages. Again, I'll flick through them super fast here. Pages and pages of comments that I've pulled out of the comment section from those of you in this community. Just reaching out after contacting them with your experience, saving all kinds of money. And again, I know that I'm going through them too fast for you to read right now, but my point is, these are just comments, and these are not even all the comments. I still have pages of comments I've not even added to that stack yet. Anyway, drop those comments, use the word chapter. Look forward to hearing from you. Otherwise, I hope this helps you better understand those three stages. Please enjoy your day. Subscribe if you're new here, 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video, big share button down below. Otherwise, have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you.